Wall Street was loud. Screens flashed. Phones rang. Money moved fast. But the real damage was silent. Every year, millions of Americans invested for the future. And every year, a small piece of their money disappeared. Not in crashes, not in scandals, but in fees. Tiny percentages, barely noticeable, yet powerful enough to decide who truly won. Most people never questioned it because the system looked too big to fight, until one man did. This is not a story about a bold trader or a market genius. This is the story of Jack Bogle. He wasn't flashy. He didn't predict markets. He didn't chase trends. What he noticed instead was something far more important. The rules themselves were unfair. Jack Bogle entered finance believing in one idea, that markets should reward patience and discipline. But as his career began, something didn't add up. Most professional fund managers promised one thing, to beat the market. Yet year after year, most of them failed, not because they were lazy, but because the math was stacked against them. After costs, after fees, after expenses, the average investor was always left behind. Here was the uncomfortable truth. Even when markets did well, most investors didn't fully benefit. Why? Because fees compound too. 1% may sound small, but over decades, it could quietly erase half of someone's lifetime wealth. Wall Street understood this. Investors didn't. And no one was rushing to explain it. Bogle asked a forbidden question. What if investors didn't try to beat the market, but simply owned it? No predictions, no star managers, no constant trading, just the entire market at the lowest possible cost. It sounded boring. It sounded impossible. To Wall Street, it sounded dangerous. In 1976, Jack Bogle launched an idea that was mocked openly. An index fund for ordinary investors. No promises of outperformance, no excitement, just honesty. Wall Street laughed. They called it un-American. They said it would fail. But Bogle wasn't trying to win headlines. He was trying to return something that had been quietly taken, investor money. The fund struggled at first. Critics grew louder. But something unexpected was happening. The math was starting to work. And Wall Street was about to realize this quiet man wasn't playing their game. He was rewriting it. Years passed. Markets rose. Markets fell. And through it all, Bogle's simple idea kept delivering. Low cost, broad ownership, long-term patience. While active managers came and went, the index fund stayed, quietly growing, quietly winning. The industry pushed back. Ads promised smarter strategies. New products promised faster gains. But something had changed. Investors started asking questions. Why am I paying so much? Why does my fund underperform? Who is really benefiting? The answers led back to one uncomfortable truth. Fees mattered. Jack Bogle never became a billionaire. He believed that was the point. He structured his company so investors, not executives, came first. No luxury lifestyle, no celebrity status, just a belief that doing the right thing again and again would eventually win. Today, trillions of dollars follow Bogle's idea. Index funds shape retirement accounts, pensions, and savings across America. They don't make headlines. They don't create drama. They create something far more powerful: consistency. In a world obsessed with fast money, Bogle's message feels almost radical. You don't need to be smarter than the market. You don't need perfect timing. You need time, discipline, and low costs. That's it. Jack Bogle proved something rare. That finance doesn't have to be predatory. That fairness can exist. That ordinary people can win. Not by fighting Wall Street, but by refusing to overpay it. He didn't steal from the rich. He simply stopped them from quietly taking what wasn't theirs. In the end, Jack Bogle didn't change the market. He changed who the market works for. If this story made you think differently about markets, intelligence, or discipline, take a moment to like the video. It helps this story reach others who value depth over noise. If you enjoy long-form documentary-style stories about finance, history, and ideas that quietly changed the world,